Hello, noble families and students. This is math lesson 11.6. Let's go ahead and get right into the math lesson for today. Our title of math lesson 11.6 is Use Area Models. So we're going to continue talking about area, but today we're going to be using models to help solve our problems. Our essential question is, why can you multiply to find the area of a rectangle? So we see now that we're going to be talking about multiplying to find the area instead of just counting those squares in there. Okay? Our first question says, Christina has a garden that is shaped like the rectangle below. Each unit square represents 1 square meter. What is the area of her garden? Okay, so some things that we know. Christina has a garden shaped like a rectangle, and we know that each unit square represents 1 square meter. Okay? So, one way we can find the area is the way that we've already been doing it, and that is just to simply count the unit squares. So I'm just going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So I know that this shape is 18 unit squares, and we want those units to be in meters. Okay, so the area is 18 square meters. Okay? Other ways that we can find the area of this rectangle is to instead use repeated addition. So what we're going to do is to count the number of rows and count the number of unit squares in each row. So this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. First row is 6 squares. Obviously that means our second row is also going to be 6, and our last row is also going to be 6. So what we're doing is we're adding 6 plus 6 plus 6. Okay? We have 3 rows of 6, and we wrote our addition equation. So adding 6 plus 6 plus 6 together, 6 plus 6 is 12, plus 6 more gives us 18. We have 18 square meters, just like our first answer. Okay? But the final way, and the way that we're learning today, is to just use multiplication instead. So we count the number of rows, we count the number of unit squares in each row. So how many rows are there? There's 1, 2, 3. 3 rows. How many squares are in each row? We already found out in the last part of this problem that there's 6. So we have 3 rows of 6. And this rectangle is like an array. How do we find the total number of squares in an array? Well, we multiply. We write a multiplication equation. We're going to do 3 times 6, and 3 times 6 is 18. So just like the first two answers, we have obviously the same answer because it is the same rectangle shape with the same number of squares. So this has showed us that instead of counting, we can quickly solve the problem by doing a multiplication problem. All right, let's take a look at this on the next page. So here we want to find the area of the figure. Each unit square is 1 square foot. We can write a multiplication problem instead of counting all of these squares. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rows times, how many is in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 times 10 is an easy one to solve. Our answer is 40. The area is 40 square feet. All right, let's look at problem number 1 in the share and show section. So we have 1, 2, 3 rows of 1, 2, 3, 4. So we could add. We could add how many is in each row? 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay? Or instead we could multiply 3 times 4. Okay? Adding or multiplying either way is going to get us an answer of 12. And our area is 12 square units. Alright, we're going to find the area of the figure. Each unit square is 1 square foot. So let's do our multiplication problems to solve. Make it quick and easy. Okay, number 2. We have 2 rows times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 times 7 equals 14 square. And there's an abbreviation for square. That's good to know. You'll learn it as you get older too. But square can be written as SQ. And since we're talking about feet, we can write feet like this. Okay? So 14 square feet. There's one other way that we can abbreviate this, and instead of writing SQ, what we do is we put 14 feet, and we put a little 2 above feet. That tells us 14 square feet. Okay? So some little tricks there you might want to keep in your mind as you go into 4th and 5th grade. You'll be learning more how to write it like this. Okay? We could write the words out, square, feet, but instead we could do it this way. Okay? So number 3, we're going to go ahead and count how many rows we have. We have 1, 2, 3 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in each row. 3 times 5, of course, counting 5, 10, 15, and square feet. This is the best way to write it. Little 2 above here. Okay? It's a tiny one, not a big one. Okay? So this means 15 square feet. All right, let's go down to number 4. This time we're talking about meters. Okay? So let's count how many rows we have. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in each row. And if you remember from the last lesson, we had a 4 times 8 or 8 times 4 problem. And that will get us an answer of 32. Okay, we can write 32 square meters. Or the way to abbreviate meters is to just write an M. And just like we used our 2 here, we'll just use a 2 right after the M. Just above it and small. Okay, 32 square meters. Number 5. How many rows? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Times how many in each row? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 3 times 9. Hopefully you guys know this fact. This is 9 times facts are the ones we're probably struggling with the most. Don't forget our trick is if we're multiplying times 9, we take this number, we make it 1 less, so we make it a 2. And then we have to add 2 plus something to get 9. 2 plus 7 equals 9. 3 times 9 is 27. We're still in meters, so we'll go with our M and our 2. There's our answer. Good to circle your answers too. That tells me what your final answer is. Okay? All right. The assignment for this lesson is going to be to do page 657, numbers 6 through 10, for 6, 7, 8, and 9. You're going to do the method that I just showed you. You're going to multiply to find the area. So make sure you count the rows first. That's your first number, multiplied by how many is in each row. Okay, the first one we're talking about feet. Each unit is 1 square foot, but we're going to be talking about feet. Okay, so you can use the way that I showed you to write feet squared, okay, or square feet. And numbers 8 and 9, I'm talking about meters, so you can use the way that I showed you to write meters. All right, number 10, let's just go over it real quick. Draw and shade 3 rectangles with an area of 24 square units. Then write an addition or multiplication equation for each. So, I'm going to do one of those for you to give you an idea of what I'm looking for here. So I know it has to be 24 square units. So the first thing I might think about is what 2 numbers do I multiply to get 24? Well, I know one that we use often to multiply to get 24 is 4 times 6. So I'm going to draw a shape that has 4 rows of 6 in each row. Okay, I could do 6 rows of 4. There's another one you can draw if you want. But I'm going to do 4 rows of 6. All right, so I'm just going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's my shape. If you want, you can fill in the lines in the middle, but it's not necessary. Okay, I already have the lines in there. They're just in blue. So this is a rectangle with an area of 24 square units. They want us to shade it, so we'll just do this. Okay, 24 square units. So I've done one of them for you. You can do the last 2 on your own. Think about what numbers you would multiply to get 24. There's a couple of options here. Okay, mine was 4 times 6. Okay, so in this space that's left, you should be able to draw 2 more rectangles. And that is your work to be done for page 657. Don't forget to attach that to Google Classroom for this lesson, or you may text me that picture through my Google Voice number. Any questions, feel free to ask. Other than that, that is today's video and today's math lesson. We'll have one more for tomorrow, and that will be it for this week. Thank you so much, and Mr. Koblenz, out.